Hi friends, this is Sarah. Welcome to Crafting and Relaxing, and thank you so much for joining me. I was trying to decide how I was going to show you these projects, and what I decided was a quick snippet of how I brought them back from my trip this weekend, and then I'll mount them up and show you. So the first thing is I made amazing progress on coffee, which is my No Paper Left Behind challenge. I have all of these cards or card fronts. This one doesn't go in here. I wondered where it was. So these are card fronts that I didn't have enough bases for. I didn't bring enough. And then these are cards where I actually mounted them on the base. So it's not uncommon for me to make something like this when I am traveling. It doesn't have all the bling on it yet. This one has a little ribbon because I had one with me, and then I'll mount them to the back. So I'll show you that in No Paper Left Behind. I didn't show you what I packed because I didn't have a plan in mind, but then I had a long drive, a lot of time to think about what I brought. Right before I ran out the door, I took this giant tub, okay? This is, I don't know, it's big. 15 by 13, and it's 9 inches deep. And I took all the stuff that was in these desk organizers, look at how cute that is, on my desk, and I put it in there. These things were overflowing. This was a second one that I had bought, and it was full of stuff. Then I took a bunch of stuff that was on the counter. And one of my projects, while I was talking to my friend and helping her learn paper crafting, was to sort that stuff. So you can see I took that giant overflowing tub and then I brought it back like that. I sorted it into some stuff I left there for her, some I put in our donate box that my local crafting and relaxing friends and I put together. Some of it I put into like a category called overstock. I didn't want it on my counter. So those of you who struggle to organize, that's a funny way to do it. Take a big mess somewhere with you where you have to do it. There just isn't that much else. You don't have, more options to make messes. These were UFOs that were mixed in, unfinished objects that were mixed into those bins. Like unfinished cards were in with bling and all sorts of things like that. That one needs some bling, speaking of. About a week or so ago, I went through my whole craft room, thought I found all the UFOs, and made cards because I needed a gift in a hurry. I think I have video on that, but I don't think I've shared it with you guys. And I still missed these 4 that were within arm's length. For the record, too, this is the red and orange version. This one is called the same thing, but it is clearly different colors. I had this, used a whole bunch of it. Then I think what happened was my friend Andrea got another one. So one is dated September of 2018. The other one is dated July of 2018. And there was a ton. There was a ton of this left. Now you can see I have card fronts. Oh, I had a sheet of stickers, a few stickers, and a whole bunch of scraps. And then these tags are just random. Noni made these one day in orange and they fit in there, so I put them in. When I'm traveling and I work on a project, this is still a UFO, right? And to you, you're probably thinking, what is her mess? Well, here's what I do, you guys, and it's funny, but I've started doing this. I wrote why I stopped and what my plan is next. So when you come home and you set this aside, if I want to work on this tonight, I know what to do, or I can do it in 2 weeks. I needed card bases, that's why I stopped. I also would have liked to have black paper. I didn't bring any solid color cardstock with me on this trip because I brought a carload of fun stuff and tools. I was focused more on tools. I took the Sizzix Sidekick. I took 2 scoreboards. I took a glass mat. I don't even know. I took all kinds of stuff that a beginning paper crafter wouldn't have. Bone folders and different erasers, all kinds of stuff. But I forgot some basic things. So then I left myself a note. Then I said, oh, I'm gonna make scrap cards. And then I realized, wait, because I always do that. And then I forget I want to put scraps on the inside. So first I need card bases. Then I'm going to mount them on the card bases and use the scraps for the insides, and then I'll see where it takes me. But that's just a funny trick, and this is just the scratch paper that it went with. That's just a funny trick of leave yourself a trail, because when you have it all spread out, you know what stopped you. Sometimes it's just time, but very often, sometimes it's boredom, right? You're sick of that paper kit and you put it away, but sometimes you forgot something. This one I also took with me, but I don't think I've cut into this paper pad at all. I had the stickers from a completely different thing, like a page layout before. I didn't touch that one because I was showing restraint. This one was already a hot mess UFO. This was more untouched. Then those were the three, well, 1, 2, Echo Park was 3, and 4 was organizing. Those were the 4 things I planned to do, and I got 3 out of 4 done, plus made some UFO cards. So I think that was pretty good. Now I'm gonna turn off the camera and I'm gonna work. I'm gonna make card bases because I'm almost out. And then I'll show you finished projects. These cards aren't 100% done, but I'm gonna show you where I landed and why. First of all, I am viewing this as like a Use It Up 2020 challenge. Beth from Bourbon Creek Crafts has been emphasizing to use your stash this year, and I'm with her on that. So I'm not looking at it like I have to use every bit of it like I do in No Paper Left Behind. I'm just looking at it as move it out of the room. I don't know. That's just a differentiation I made up in my head. These are trash. These I'm going to put in my scraps that are printed scraps the size that I die cut. So I'm just going to add them to this box right here. And when I want something that has a little bit of a pattern to it, I'll use it out of here. If this box gets overgrown, I'll make scrap cards out of it too. Okay, these, honestly, they're a little long. I'm probably going to put these in Marsha's box because she's a little more vintage and shabby than I am, and she might like these better. If she doesn't, she can recycle them. But Marsha, I have not sent your prize yet. I am running behind. Okay, so this was, For the Record, 2 by Lori Whitlock. We're cleaning it out of my room. Some of these are sewing themed, and the one thing that wasn't part of this is my friend Noni made these die cuts and gave them to me. And when she did, I just tucked them in with this because of the color palette. And what I thought was they'd be great to stamp a sentiment on, tie something onto, and use them for the front of these cards when I'm ready. Does that make sense? I'm not sure what sentiments I want, and I love to have cards that are ready to go. I'll probably give the ones that are sewing themed to my friend Katie or to my mom, but I have a bunch of different cards here, and I'll just walk you through them. And I put them on the bases because I wanted to have that part done. This one has a bunch of scraps and texture, and I think it shows you a better idea of how they're going to look finished when they have their white border on them. It shows you more of the finished concept, and they don't have any sentiments or bling on them yet, but I can put them in my card box, except for that one. Super cute, huh? My friend had a whole bunch of die cuts in spring colors, so I snagged that one from her. And just having these ready to go will help. Sometimes when you're making cards like this, you just have to decide which way is upright. So on this one, you'll notice there's nothing directional. There's a sticker and some geometric patterns, but I decided it went this way. This way the flowers actually grow, but the world wouldn't have ended had I done it that way. This last one I haven't put together, mostly because I ran out of card bases. At first I thought it was because I couldn't decide, but I think it goes like this, and I just need a card base. So I'm going to put those in my card box, and they'll be ready to go with sentiments. And I'm going to put these little scraps in my bag that I put strips in for my scrap cards. I'm just going to tuck them right here. And then I'm going to, I think I'll just recycle or put this in the burn bag. And I'm going to keep these in the box with those. So I'm calling it done. It is done. It is out of my stash. Use it up 2020. It got used up. The other thing I wanted to mention is I hit my 2-year anniversary this week. Noni pointed it out to me, so my channel is 2 years old. Thank you so much for supporting me and rolling along with me. Feel free at any time to tell me why you watch my channel and what you like about it. I am fascinated that I have made so many friends and you guys come and watch. I know I'm messy and not the most organized crafter you're ever going to see. And I appreciate that you spend time with me. So thank you so much. I hope you're having a great week and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.